Hi, if you also resent obligatory gift giving, you're gonna love today's episode. Welcome back to Laugh Cry DIY. I am your host, Katie, and today we are not laughing, we are not crying, we are saving money on gifts. This is the time of year when suddenly you realize your dad has a new girlfriend and you're like, what am I supposed to get Diane? But a lot of us are broke or tired or out of ideas, and that's why today I am showing you 3 very easy, simple crafts. And to complete these crafts, I'm bringing on a very special guest. It's my best friend, Air Dry Clay. Air Dry Clay is like $10 for like 2 pounds or something. Super easy, super cheap, and she is gonna help us make all our gifting dreams come true. So we're starting craft number 1. Here's something I feel about gift giving. If you're just giving someone a straight piece of decor, it's a little bit tricky because obviously not everyone has the same aesthetic. And a lot of times we've all gotten gifts that kind of just like sit around until you donate them to Goodwill in 3 years or whatever. So today's crafts are about giving people stuff that is simple, cute, thoughtful, handmade, but also most importantly, functional. I like using matches for lighting candles, and I don't know, there's something really nice about striking a match. It's very dramatic if you wanna like strike a match and then like burn an old photograph or an important document. But if you're someone like me who likes to use strike matches, the annoying thing is that you always have a dead match and you're like, what do I do with this? So I thought it would be cool to make a match holder that has a second compartment for where you put your spent matches. Alrighty kids, before you start anything today, you're gonna wanna make what's called slip. And that is, you take a little bit of clay and a lot of water and you just mix it all up. You basically want it to be like a glue pasty consistency. And that works as your sort of paste if you're trying to join seams with your clay. Ooh. To make my matchstick holders, I want something that's about the size of a shot glass, but a little bit smaller. I want it to be about the size of the essential oil container. So first things first, we're just gonna make one long, really thin noodle. I wanna make it a little bit thinner than a pencil, if that helps. So I'm gonna use actually this essential oil as a bottle. And also keep in mind how big your matches are, because you want them to stick out a little bit so that people can actually grab them. So I'm gonna stop it at the top of the small T there. I don't know if you can see, but basically we're gonna wrap this around the base, stick that together, get a little slip, stick some of this together, and then we're just gonna spiral that up. Paste a little slip around each one. So check that out, we got that roll. Now I am taking this slip and actually working it kind of in between the cracks. I just want to fill in a little bit of those gaps, smooth it out as the parts have started to crack. Oh, how cute. Okay, great. So we're definitely gonna want to take the tea tree out because this will shrink as it dries and it'll like stick to it. So I'm gonna try to see if I can slowly smooth this off. I'm just pulling it off. Oh no, that actually wasn't too bad. So I'm just gonna reshape it a little bit, but that's great. And we're just gonna make a second one. These are gonna stand side by side, right? This one and the other one. And this is like the snuffer container. This is where you put your used matches. And I want this to be thinner and taller. So for that, I'm gonna use one of these little dollar store little jars. All right, all that slip is in there. And look at that. Ooh, so pretty. Fun already, cute. We do need to make some bottoms for those. Super easy, just roll a little ball. You wanna maintain thickness because you don't want them to be too thin or they'll snap. I think I'm actually gonna use the base of this shot glass. Let's see, how does that look? Perfect! All right, I'm just gonna clean these edges up. You know, it's handmade, don't forget. Fun fact, did you know that the Amish, who make beautiful quilts by hand, they do them so well and they're so perfect with their stitching, And then the last stitch is always an imperfect stitch on purpose to show their humility and to show that they are not perfect the way that God is. Let's just say anytime I make a mistake on this channel, it's because I just want to show that I'm not perfect. Oh my gosh, look, it looks like another perfect layer of it. Wow. All right, look at that. Just gonna do a little slight bit around the rim. Do you hear her? She's so annoying. Let's switch up the angle. Sometimes when you're making homemade gifts that require something to go with them, such as like matches or yada, 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 it's really fun to make the thing that goes with them very cute. And that's why I'm obsessed with these rainbow matches. I will link these below. And they came with these little striker pad stickers that you can stick onto anything. Also, if you want to make any gift feel elevated, just wrap it with a fresh flower and like a sprig of rosemary, and then it's like so intentional, you know? So I'm gonna make a little stand for both of these and then put that little sticker on there so you can always strike it. I just have like this simple disc. First of all, let's clean up these edges, huh? Actually, I got candle holders. Let's see which one would fit best. This one's better. All right, that made the edge a little bit cleaner. And because I want these to sit side by side and then have, I'll show it to camera, side by side and then have this little striker here, I'm gonna kind of create little, tiny little indents. Ugh. I am gonna make this just a little bit wider just in case when it shrinks as it dries, as it is going to for sure. All right, I'm gonna set this here, we're gonna let her dry. Alrighty, new day, new angle, new lighting, same old nightmare cat. We have these pieces dried now, our little match holder, and I was trying to debate, should I keep them white, should I keep them not? And to be honest, I was feeling a color, and because I have rainbow matches to go with it, I just wanted to lean into it. So I'm actually gonna go with this pink color, which is kind of like a cupcake butter frosting pink. This is actually from a kitchen makeover I did, linked here, with my friend Rachel. I also sanded these down a little bit. You can sand air dried clay with 220 grit sandpaper or something super fine. We are moving on. Now, in the theme of being practical, something that a lot of people, especially the ladies, are loving lately are essential oils. But this is another thing that, like, if they're just like clumped on the counter, it's like, okay, but if they have their own little unique stand, it's like, wow. You're just gonna grab a big fat hunk of clay here. We're gonna roll this out. And I'm gonna do mine in a crescent moon shape. Again, you could do yours in a circle, a square, an octagon, you know, the shape of your cat's face or something. We're just gonna roll this out. And for this one, you definitely want to, again, keep thickness in mind. You don't wanna do it too thin. Now, you can paint these, you can color these however you want. I'm gonna do a fun little trick here. Is this on camera? I hope, okay. How much do I want this moon waxing or waning? I don't know. I kinda, like a middle, I don't know. I think I'm gonna kind of just manually walk this around from side to side, and let's see how wide we can make it and how round we can get it. Oh, baby. This is a great gift also if you just got a bunch of little cute essential oils and just packaged it as its own thing. But do keep in mind that essential oils have different sizes. There's square, there's round. So because I wanna make sure my square ones fit, again, I'm using the bottom of this shot glass to make sure it does. And I'm gonna use that as my little impression maker. Okay, I'm actually just gonna like press this in a little bit to make it a little bit more crescent moon. And here's the fun coloring part. We are going to take ground pepper and I'm gonna sprinkle it on both sides. And that gives it kind of this fun little earthenware texture pattern. Sexy little grind. Pressing that in, and do the same on the other side. Ooh, yeah. It's like a speckled terrazzo. All right, let's see, how many will we be able to actually fit on here? 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, okay, other things to put in this. Essential oils. Small little alcohol bottles. So cute. This is so cute. I can't get over it. Why is no one talking about how cute these are? Why is the mainstream media suppressing the truth about how cute these are? We're gonna put this one to dry, and we're gonna round out with craft number 3. All right, last one, super simple, easy. So for this next one, we're gonna do a very simple, very elegant, little simple bud vase. And I have done a bud vase previously on my channel, but you can consider this an alternate version of it. Here's the thing, if you're using air dry clay, if it gets wet, it will soften and lose shape. So you don't want it to get wet. And a complaint I have about bud vases in general is that they're often in kind of like weird and oblong shapes that make it quite difficult for them to like clean. You can go to the dollar store, you can get these little jars, which I've been using for various crafts today. We're gonna make a vase around this. So this is actually gonna be the insert that goes in and out of it. This prevents this from getting wet, and also it just makes it easier to clean because we don't want dirty bud vases. So you can honestly build any sort of shape you want around the bud vase. And I decided that what I wanna do is a simple circle that is hollow in the middle, and then pop this through. And again, you wanna be mindful of thickness. You don't want it to be too thin that it can't like hold itself up. I'm just gonna take my little ruler here, and I'm just gonna score a straight line there. You wanna make sure that you will have enough room to pop this through. So I'm actually gonna go a little bit wider on this circle. And now I have this strip, and watch this. We're making a circle with that, and then that's what this is gonna sit through on. So I'm just like pressing those together, using a little bit of slip, making sure those are bound. Because look at that, it's gonna sit just like that, cool. To ensure structural integrity, I am not going to cut where the seam is because that's might be a little bit weaker. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the cap off of this little jar and use that as my kind of little cookie cutter. And I'm basically just gonna cut one circle there, and then on the opposite side where I want the vase to pop through. Boom. Look at that, look at that, look at that. And now, just to make sure it's kind of wide enough, because it is gonna shrink and you want this hole to be wide enough to slide that in and out, I'm just using an eyeshadow brush. Hey guys, this is my Morphe M506 brush. It's literally the closest tool I had. And I'm just like widening that a little bit just to make sure that it can easily pop through. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. How cute, stands alone. I'm gonna let this dry on its side like this because I don't want it to have the gravity kind of smushing it and messing up kind of the circular shape. So I'm gonna put this on its side. One great way to ensure you have a nice circular shape inside is to get something that is like the shape of a circle. That way, as you're kind of shaping it, it can stay nice and round. You can tell that helped kind of circular it out a little bit more. This baby is ready and dry. You know I love to ruin things with color. For some reason, I really was feeling like a mint green. So I mixed that little baby up. We're just gonna hit it. This was just mixed with acrylic paint, super easy. So all you have to do, paint it, call it a day. Oh, hi. Alrighty friends, we're gonna let these dry, and you can coat these with an acrylic sealer if you want to. I'm just gonna leave them as they are because I feel crazy. But now I think there's nothing more to do than kick to your big reveal. Well friends, that was today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys are inspired to make these, please tag me on Instagram at LaughCryDIY. And until next time, stay cheap.